Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is over something that helped me change the way I approach my goals and aspiration in life, which would be self-discipline. And basically me just going over why I feel like self-discipline helps you finish out the race and motivation helps you get started. One of the main things I want to highlight is that motivation just doesn't last. Prime example, this morning I woke up, I said, okay, I'm gonna go on that run or on that walk that I've been telling myself I'm going. If I would have stayed in the bed an extra 30 seconds longer than I actually was in the bed, I would have just stayed in the bed. I would have convinced myself to not go on a run. Or I'll do it later. And I know, just like y'all know, when we say I'll do it later, we don't do it later. Later might mean tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. My point is, I was motivated to get up and go on the run, but it was self-discipline that got me out the bed when I started procrastinating and didn't want to do it. And with that being said, I listened to the self-discipline that I've been developing and working to develop, and I got out of bed and I went on my run. I feel like it becomes a problem when you wait until you have the feeling or the urge to go do something, because if you never get the feeling, then you just end up doing nothing. Think of it like this: motivation is the thought of the action. Self-discipline is actually the physical act of you going to do it. So while you can be motivated to go make $1 million, whatever work you physically and mentally put in to actually go put your best foot forward to go make the million, that's your self-discipline. I want to share a couple tips and tricks that helped me along my way when I was developing a sense of self-discipline that helped me get to where I am now in my discipline journey. Where I messed up in the beginning was I decided that I wanted to make a change, but I tried to change everything right then in that moment. Like, I'm about to stop eating this today. I tried to do everything cold turkey and just do it. I'm sorry to break it to y'all, and I'm glad that y'all don't have to go through this because I went through it. It doesn't work like that. You have to take baby steps and be realistic when you are cutting certain things out and pulling certain things in, because essentially you're breaking habits and forming new ones. It does take time to reprogram yourself from doing something that you're used to doing, and I would just urge you guys to start one at a time. Pick one thing. It could be the biggest thing, the smallest thing, the mediumest thing. Pick one thing that you feel that you can realistically do. Pick the one habit that you feel like you have the better odds of changing first, whether it be the one that gets on your nerves the most, the one that is like minuscule, it doesn't really do anything, it's kind of minute. It could be something like telling yourself to drink more water each day, or telling yourself to eat more vegetables, telling yourself to go to sleep earlier. Whatever that habit or task is, just be realistic, because what works for me or someone else might not work for you. And that's the beautiful thing about life. You can change things about yourself just like we can change things about ourselves, but it starts with you. You know what works best for you better than anyone. So whatever works best for you, you start with that habit and you just go from there. And one thing I want to say is you're going to feel so much better when you start setting these goals. You pick your 1 or 2 habits that you want to change, and you start seeing yourself actually work towards changing these things, and eventually they will start to change. You'll notice different patterns and different things starting to change different ways in your life, and I can't even tell you how good you're going to feel once you develop that sense of self-trust and self-discipline. Like, it's literally going to make you smile. You're literally going to look in the mirror and just be so happy that you're the person that decided to change these things for yourself. Like, you're going to be so happy. And I can't wait for that for y'all. The next thing I want to talk about is you find a routine that realistically works for you. You can watch all the videos they have on YouTube about do this at this time, do that at that time. If that schedule does not work for you, everything that you're watching is just not going to work for you. They can tell you how to do this and how to do that, but if you don't do this and that, or if you do this and that and it just doesn't work for you, it just doesn't work for you. You have to realistically figure out what does and what doesn't work for you, and tailor this experience to where you want to be, where you want to go, and what you want to do. Because like I just said, we're all different. God made us all different. He didn't make us the same. What works for me might not work for you, and what works for you might not work for me. And that's fine. We're all different. You need to just sit down and be realistic. Get on your laptop, get on your phone, get a piece of paper and a pen, and really write out a schedule or a routine that really works for you. Something else I want to say is you have to limit your temptations. This is my main point in this video. When you're on this journey to start building self-discipline, you have to limit your temptations, because one thing about the world, you get tempted every time you open your eyes, not even when you just go outside. If you know that you want to save money and you want to get more disciplined financially, maybe you should just delete DoorDash, Uber Eats, and all of that stuff off of your phone. If you want to end your social media addiction, maybe you should delete Instagram altogether, or set that timer on your phone to where after a certain time, these apps, they go off and you just can only use these certain apps after a certain time. Or maybe move your bedtime up. I don't know, whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do to limit your temptation, do that. When you start on this journey, you're gonna have willpower and you're gonna have motivation at first. They do run out after time, and that's when that self-discipline really kicks in. But one thing about it, it's up to you to make that choice. It's a conscious decision to do the right or the wrong thing. And sometimes it's easier just to do the wrong thing, but that doesn't mean it's better for you because it is easier. So whatever you can do to make discipline easier for you, do it. When I first started on my journey, I would just be on my phone for a long periods of time, just on it. I had to tell myself, hey, you need to get right. Go set a different bedtime. So I did that. I wanted to get more strict on the way I eat and what times I eat. By 6 o'clock, I've eaten dinner. Like I said, these are not things that are easy to change. It took me months and months and months of trying and failing and trying and succeeding to get to where I am. But like I said, I'm very happy with the results that I've given myself. And you will too, once you set in those goals and really put in the work to change. You're gonna feel so good when your life is so much better because you stop doing these things. And then the crazy thing is, once you stop doing it, you're gonna realize you don't even need to do that stuff in the first place. It wasn't benefiting you in the first place. One of the biggest things you're gonna have to do while you're embarking on this journey of building self-discipline is building that realistic routine. A little bit more on that. Just keep in mind that goals are outcomes. You can't get an outcome without the income. You have to start somewhere to get somewhere. That's just simply what it is. You can't say, I want to lose 5 pounds by October and never eat better, never go on walks, never work out, and just assume that it's going to happen just by you wishing on a star. That's why I keep telling you guys, you have to be intentional and realistic with this routine that you build. And sometimes you make the routine and you can get in there and just start tailoring that. Start changing the routine up a little bit, because sometimes what we think works doesn't work. Sometimes you think that you can follow this routine that you built and it doesn't work. You might have to tweak it a little bit. I've had to do that numerous times. So if you do find yourself at a point where you are following this routine, but it's just not working the way that you thought it would, it's okay. You can go back and tweak it. This is your life. You get to build, change, flip, turn this thing however you want to do it. As long as you're doing it legally, go for it. Just go for it. As long as you're not harming nobody while you're doing what you do, go for it. Whatever works for you, because at the end of the day, all your failures, all your success, anything you come through in life, the only person that has to endure the effect of that directly is you. So you got to ask yourself, do you want to be the winner or do you want to be the loser? Do you want to have the short end of the stick or do you want the long end of the stick? I keep telling y'all it's all about balance, but at the same time, you can't put bad out into the world and think you're going to get good back. You can't not put in work and think that you're going to get a hard worker's income from you not putting in the work. That's just simply not how it works. And I believe in y'all. I'm going to use a house for the analogy. What foundation do you want? Because we all got to do it. What foundation do you want? Because the wolf is coming. Problems, trials, tribulations, they're coming. That's the wolf and the 3 little pigs analogy I'm about to give you. You want the straw house for the foundation? You want the sticks for your foundation? Or you want that brick? I want my bricks. So if you're not doing what you need to do to put yourself in position, somebody else is going to take your accolade. Somebody else is going to take your blessing. Don't pass up on your blessings because you're scared. Don't pass up on your blessings because you're lazy. Don't pass up on your blessings because you feel like you're not ready. There's never a time to be ready. You got to get up and you got to do it. And you got to get up and you got to fight. And when you can't fight no more, get up and fight some more. Because I'm telling you, the only difference between you and that person that you watch on your TV, the only difference between you and that person that you want to become, the only difference between you and that person that you're going to become is the hard work that you do or do not put in. Another thing I want to say is track your process. Don't just track the result, but literally track the whole process. I have another account where I don't follow anybody, not even myself and my other pages. It's literally just for me to get in and track my progress, track my success, track my failures, track my shortcomings, track my good days. I track all of my stuff on these accounts. And it's just video evidence for me to just sit there and be like, wow, yes, I might not have did it this day, but when I tried it again, I did it. Or it's literally just to track my process. Like I told you guys in the beginning, sometimes you're going to have good days and other days you're going to have bad days. But as long as you don't give up, you still got a foot in the race. You only fail when you stop trying. When you throw that towel in, when you give up on yourself, you lay in that bed and you just give up, that's when you're a failure. As long as you are trying and you are actively working towards something, no matter how hard it is, no matter how many times you fall, as long as you get up and you keep fighting, you're not a failure. You're a work in progress, just like I am. And last thing I want to tell you guys, most importantly, give yourself grace. This is not gonna be one of those things that's easy. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that you could just think to do it and just get it done in one day. If that was the case, we'd all be billionaires. You would not be on YouTube watching this video. I wouldn't be on YouTube making this video. None of us would be here looking at things like this or looking to things like this. If the journey of self-discipline and the journey to turn into better people, great people, powerful people was easy. And that's okay. That's what separates the real from the fake. How much work you're willing to put in. This is something that you get up every day and you choose. You make that constant choice to better yourself, to better the situation. You want different results, you change the cycle. You don't change the cycle continues. You want to be the difference? Make the difference. It's not going to be easy, but I'm pretty sure you could do it. And I know you wouldn't be looking at videos like this if you thought that you couldn't do it. So I know you can do it. And if you think about it, it's already done. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember to always protect your peace and protect your energy. Stay prayed up, stay blessed. And as usual, I'll see you guys in a few days. Thank you guys so much. Bye.